Hi everyone, it's Kat from Kat's Creations and I'm welcoming you live to my kitchen. I've gotten a few requests from people wanting to know how I make my tulip wreaths. So I thought I have one more to make before I'm tapping out of the tulips that I have to complete a full wreath. So I thought I would show you my variation of the purple tulip wreath. So let me do some housekeeping really quick. If you like this tutorial and you want to emulate it the minute Michaels puts their tulips on 50% off, go ahead and hit the hit the share button. Share it, we'll post it to your page where it's so much easier to find than trying to dig through all of my stuff that I post every day. If you want to be notified when we go live, because today's an impromptu live, I just kind of decided, well, I have to make another one. Let's go live. You guys can keep me company in the kitchen. Hit the like and follow button. Once you do that, you'll be able to click on the notifications, which is the three little dots in the upper right hand corner. When you click on those, you can select all posts, or there's highlights. You want to make sure that it's all posts so that anytime I go live, you're automatically notified if you happen to be on your device at that particular time. Let's see. If you're new, let us know that you're new. We like to welcome you to our group, and also let us know where you're from. You never know, you might have a fellow creative that is in your city or community watching tonight along with you. And then finally, YouTube subscribers. This is from a Facebook Live on Wednesday. Let me do this right. December 30th of the year 2020. So if you're catching this at any other time, it's not a live, but you can feel free to also post your questions below, and I will respond to your questions as I go through those daily. So I want to welcome you. Let me make sure, because I'm flying solo. Everybody else is kind of doing their own thing today. Eeks, hold on a second. Okay, so I see Maxwell, I see Stacy, Becky, Linda from Findlay, Ohio, welcome. Elaine, Melody. So as you guys come in, go ahead and say hi. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the different types of materials and tools you'll need for this. You can basically make them any size. This is what they call an 11.75 inch styrofoam ring. It's the thicker foam ring, and it will make a finished product behind me this size. So finished, it's about 20 inches in diameter. It's about 6 inches thick. So this is a standard 36-inch door. So if you want to make one on this, that's about as big as your finished product is going to be. If you want it a little bit bigger, obviously the foam rings come, in 14, 16, 18, and on and on and on. You will also need 12 bunches of tulips. So when you go to Michael's, they come in a bunch like this. They're basically $3.99. You can also order them online. But what you want to do is wait till they go on sale for half price. Then you're able to get your 17 bunches for half price. So that's about $34 versus, spending double that to make one. But if you want to make it now and you want to ensure that you get the color you want, by all means, feel free to go ahead and order them. I'm using two different colored purple tulips. As you can see, they have various shades. Some are tinged with a little bit of white. Some go to more of a lavender shade. And then I also have ones here that are a little bit on the periwinkle color. So it's a little bit of a bluish purple. So we're gonna intermix those when I create the wreath. So this, I went and purchased it at Hobby Lobby today for $4.49. So 40% off. It becomes a very good price point. I ordered my tulips last year knowing that I was already setting myself up to be behind on making sure that they got posted in my shop so people can purchase them when they were purchasing them. And I was fine with that because I knew I would have them for this year, or as we go into spring for 2021, ahead of the curve. So sometimes that benefits you as well. And then ordering them online, you can have them shipped directly to your house. You will need also a 1.5 inch ribbon. I prefer 1.5 because as you wind it around your styrofoam form to basically give it a background color, because nobody really wants to see this. Although if you're doing it for yourself, you can. I usually line them with a thinner type of ribbon. I won't use a canvas because in addition to taking your floral pins and pushing your tulips onto your styrofoam form, you don't want to have any extra resistance because it's already hard enough at times to push those floral pins in. So using a thinner, like a sheer type of ribbon works best. So that's what we're gonna do first. So things you need: the styrofoam form, 17 bunches of whatever color tulip you want. The one that I did back behind me is a combination of peach and yellow and pink. And then there's ones that Michael sells that is just like a peach and a lighter color pink and like a whitish peach. So those are a blend. So that's pretty much it. And Steve's answering from the other room. Hi Tracy, welcome from the UK. And Darlene from New Brunswick, Canada. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna attach my ribbon, and I start by using the inside part of my foam. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a bead of glue right here, and I need a starting point. So I'm gonna do this, and in addition to that, while it's drying, as I continue to go around and around the form, I take a straight pin and just use a straight pin to hold it so that it gives me some good tension so I don't yank it off the form. And then I'm just gonna proceed to overlap this in a fairly regular pattern, because number one, the customer's gonna see it on the back, so you don't wanna kinda just throw it on there a little bit haphazardly. So I kind of make it a pretty pattern. This is a sheer that's edged with satin, and it has a little bit of silver in it. And I put some pretty good tension on there because I hate wrinkles. It's just like a pet peeve of mine. I don't want to see any puckers or wrinkles. So you're going to go all the way around. So just kind of bear with me as we do that. Hi Roxana, I think I've done a couple of these, but I figured, you know what, I'll just show it to you guys one more time. Sometimes people, like, I don't know how long ago I did, let's say probably going into spring of last year is probably when I did it. Sometimes people don't go back that far. And we want to make it. Can you show us how to make it? And I sold the purple one already. I just finished the pastel one today, and I'm debating whether I want to order any more tulips. Okay. So I always make sure I have a full spool of ribbon before I do this. Sometimes, like, I did a form that was green, so I really had to take my time and make sure that I covered that green tone. Let's do it this way. I'm trying to get it to where it stops bunching up on this part of the ribbon, going around and around. So I try to spend a little bit of time making the back as pretty, not as pretty as the front, but so it's not just, I don't know, I guess you could have spray painted it, but this is what we're doing. Hi Tony, hi Tiffany, hi Susan, hi Brenda, hi Missy. Oh, thank you, Missy. She said that she made a couple of these a couple of years ago based on my instructions in the live video, and they came out great because you explained everything so well. I try, and if things change or I find a better way, I try to update that video too. Like, I'm trying to get everything prepared for the Valentine, it's a felt wreath, but the prep time on it takes a lot. and I just haven't sat down like to cut all the circles. I started looking to see if Amazon sold 3-inch felt thread circles. They do, but there's only 30 of them, and they're about $7 a piece, which doesn't make it cost effective at all. I wish I could get them in 100 bunch increments, because then I'd be like, ooh, okay, found a better cost-effective way to do that. So I apologize, it's taking me a little longer than I would have liked. But like I said, I'm kind of, to my own detriment, I'm a little bit more on the picky side. I hate it when it puckers. I hate it when it wrinkles. I want it smooth all the way around. And I want it even, because this has that silver thread through it. And this ribbon came from Joann's last year. I think they had it again this year. So it might be on a different spool of thread, but it's satin on the edge with wire, and then it's got a really pretty gold thread running through it. Hi Barbara. Christmas, different is about what I could say. Definitely felt different, just because I think everything was closed. Even the weeks leading up to Christmas, you know, out here in California, everything is closed. Everything is shut down. So the busyness you would normally see during this season at like retail stores was pretty much non-existent. The mall, not crowded at all, because we were limited on how many people could go into the mall. So I think most people bought online. So that just made it different. No Christmas parties, no, you know, nothing like that. Okay. You don't want to go a little too thick, again, like I said, because the last thing you want to do is fight your floral pins trying to get them in. And I buy my floral pins in bulk. I think I bought it from Amazon 2 years ago, and I think you get 1,000 floral pins in this box, and that has been enough to keep me going. I think I might have to order more for next year. I don't think I'll have enough. We're almost done once I get this on here. So just kind of adding that little straight pin to hold everything allows your glue to set up. I'm using Gorilla Glue sticks, and what you'll see this year is I varied my technique a little bit to ensure that the tulips stay put. There's nothing you can do to prevent the tulip heads from coming off, because they're going to do that anyway. You either have the option of trying to figure out where they came out from, or you can add a dab of glue and just kind of lightly blend it into the rest of your tulip wreath. Nobody's got time to glue on all of your tulip heads to the floral. Okay. I didn't think this would take me this long, because when I did the other one, of course it wasn't sheer. It wasn't taking me as long. Okay. Hi Wendy, where are you from? Deborah, yes, you can paint the styrofoam. I just haven't done that. I just like adding the ribbon because it's just a nice touch. It adds, I don't know, like a level of quality there that spray paint's not gonna get. And then it also gives it something extra when you add the glue, for the glue to hold on to. Ooh, almost done. You're decorating your tree in Valentine's, Gail? Jeez. I don't think I have the patience to keep a tree up all year. I think I'd get sick of it. I was tired of everything. There's the end of that. I was tired of everything right after Christmas ended. I think it was just my way of saying, okay, I'm kind of done with the way that the years rolled. And I need it to just be a fresh start, fresh and clean. Put everything away, get everything in the box, but all the outside decorations are still on. But we had, our kids were here. So it's just kind of a small Christmas. And see, this is exactly 30 feet, and 30 feet is exactly what it took. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Add a little bit of glue. There we go. I don't want to overdo it. Put a pin in it to hold it. And then I'll show you how we break down your tulips for adding them. Okay, that's all done. Look, it looks so pretty that way. Better than paint. Okay, so your tulip bunches. You will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bunches on the tulips. So make sure, because I think Michael's has 2 different types of tulips. You want to make sure this is a tulip bush. Otherwise, I think what it does is it gives you like one or 2 tulips per stem, and there's not as many stems. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing my leaves up all the way to the top where they connect, and then you're gonna leave about 2 inches on your stem, and you just snap them all down. This one just has here until you're done. And then usually what I do is I keep these because I have a whole bunch of them, so I count the leftover stems to make sure that I've cut enough. And then if you're doing 2 tones, you can separate them to make sure you're getting a perfect blend of both. I happen to have 3 bunches that are left. So now what you do is you're gonna need floral pins. Like I said, I ordered mine from Amazon. There were 600 pins, not 1,000. And I just usually keep a cluster of them out. And then what I try to do is look for a dark, like a dark purple, and then 2 light purples, and you're gonna kind of make a cluster of 3. You wanna make sure that your stems are all the same length. It just makes it easier that way. So here's my cluster, and then you're gonna take this and you're gonna lay this on top of the very top part of your wreath. So you're gonna take your floral pin, and I'll zoom in here in a second. Let me get this one in. So just like so, you'll push everything in. So here's your cluster, stays on top. You'll have ones that kind of cascade down, that's okay. Like this one is being a little lazy. You can kind of tuck it or weave it in. And then I take my glue gun and I put a dab of glue on that pin on both points just to help secure that in. So let me zoom in for you guys. Give me 1 second. Make sure I have everything perfect. I think that'll work for you guys. So again, looking for your colors, making sure everything's pushed up. See, a lot of times the way that they make the stems are not all the same length. Like there they are. So here you're just gonna come back in. You're gonna lay them down right on top of your other bunch. And I take my floral pin and I push it kind of diagonally right at the base of where the stems come together in a cluster. So like right here is where my floral pin's going. That prevents everything from, it doesn't prevent it from pulling out, but as you kind of wind everything through, and you'll see as we do the inside and the outside, it kind of makes sense. So this is just kind of holding it in place. And the glue is a new thing. We didn't glue it last year. So I'm just doing that this year just to ensure that they don't roll out. See what I'm saying? Like this one's way longer. Okay, again, right on the top. take your floral pin at an angle, push those in, and go ahead and secure this. Take all of our, and you can mix, like if you don't want the darker purple to always stay in the middle, maybe go 2 dark purples and then a light purple. You're basically just building the top, and you'll have some that will fall to the side. I'm looking at some pins that aren't exactly, they're bent. So it must have been something that got put back in that box. Let's add some more glue. And I have my glue on low. It allows it to dry pretty quick. No, 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 please. You gotta go this way. You gotta go that way. Okay. So here we'll put a dark purple in the middle. Again, lay it right on top. You have the ability to kind of move your tulips around. If you go straight down with these floral pins, and let's see, these are 2-inch floral pins, they will go all the way to the other side. And that's why you see me kind of putting them at an angle. Everything is going down this way. Carol, I think Tracy, someone answered you, 1 roll of 30 feet. And it depends on how thick your ribbon is. So I use sheer. So I needed to thicken it up a little bit. So it just depends on you. Like I know when I did my green, all I had was green floral foam. So I had to do that one a little bit thicker. This actually goes pretty quick, as long as your floral pins work with you. So it's kind of fun to mix and match. They have so many different colors. Let's see, we'll put 2 purple on this one. So I'm kind of just stacking each set of 3 and then putting them in clusters of 3. And that'll get us through the top. Sometimes you'll have some left over, sometimes you won't. And I just try to keep everything even so that it keeps everything here even. So it keeps my stems all on the top. And you can do this with any type of floral. You could do it with roses. You could just do a mix of spring florals. That would look really pretty. They don't have to be tulips. Tulips are just popular. Have you guys made these before? Hi, Stormy. So you can see how they're just kind of cascading over the sides. So we're about halfway done with the top. It's so much nicer when you have everything prepared this way. When you have to, like I was doing it, cutting them in bunches of 3, and then I would put them on, and then I would go to the next one, cut another 3 off. This way is so much nicer. Well, let's see if we can get. Sometimes I just get a dull floral pin. And then it just does not want to hold anything on, like that one. Okay. Let's find some lighter ones and put a darker one in the middle. We'll go like this. I'm a fan of the darker purple. It's sad to see the other one go. The great thing about these is they make for an amazing floral centerpiece. There we go. I think in years past too, we had done these out of straw. We used the straw wreath form. Joyce, you'll need 17 bunches of tulips to complete a 12-inch foam wreath form. And you can see me just, pushing the longer ones towards the inside and the smaller ones towards the top. Do you always use a styrofoam base? Last year, Patty, I used a straw form, and it gets to be a pain pushing the tulips in with the floral pins. It's really hard on your fingers. So I did the styrofoam form. Was it this year? This year or last year I started it? Just to show you that you can, the look is the same. A lot of people just had difficulties pushing the floral pins in on a straw wreath form. So a lot of times I just recycle what I have left over. And I think those were leftover forms. So I was like, what can we make with those? And you can see that just varying those colors together looks really, really nice. Like doing lighter and darker shades together. Ooh. I have to restuff my tulips. There they go. And my goal is always to keep the stems on the top, and you'll see why when we do the sides in a minute. Let's make sure that goes there. See, sometimes they go in super easy, and sometimes they don't. There was a couple times I think I went through like 3 pins. I just could not get it through the form. I have a lot more darker purple than I have lighter. And as you start getting closer to where you meet, you'll have like 1 or 2 bunches. You'll have to kind of lift up and tuck underneath, because obviously they're laying where the next bunch needs to go. Let's do a lighter one, 2 lighters. Let's even these up. So I'm gonna lift these ones up, just kind of lean them to the side so that I can get my next bunch in right on top. Grab my floral pin. And then it's the last bunch that's challenging, because you've got to get 1 more set in there. So let's do a little bit of light, a little bit of dark. And we'll cut these down so they're not as hard to tuck under these ones. And this one, I'm going to actually go in the opposite direction. And then I can bring these back over the top. Let me glue this one. Then you can take some of the ones that are a little bit longer, like I said, and work those to the bottom. But this is what you get for the top. So as you can see the sides, you can still see underneath, and on the inside, I don't know if you can see, but there's also a gap in here. So we're gonna take the time and we're gonna fill the outside, and then we're gonna come on the inside and we're gonna fill the inside as well. Deborah, it's gonna be 17, I guess, bunches. So you get 8 tulip stems per bunch or bush. So you will need 17 of those. And sometimes you're gonna get ones where the heads are missing. You know, you're supposed to get 3 heads per tulip, but sometimes there's only 2. Sometimes there's 3, sometimes there's only 1. So on the outside, you're only gonna use 2 bunches. So you're gonna take these, and you wanna make sure your stems are about 1 inch, let's see, about 1.5 inches. And I kind of toggle light and dark. And then what I do, let's see if I can show you, is like right here, I have a hole. So I'm going to come up, and I kind of go at an angle, and then I need to make sure I can get them. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going down at an angle and then adding a touch of glue. So what it's doing is it's filling the hole. So let me see if I can do this a little bit better. Let me widen the shot a little bit. So make sure your stems are not too long. Otherwise you fight to get them in. So I'm going right in here. I pick these up, and I'm gonna lay them right next to the other ones. And all I'm doing is filling the outside edge. And pushing my stems, my floral pin, from the top down. And then making sure those are pushed back up. And then this way, it feels everything. So when it's on the door, it's full all the way down to the door. There's no gap underneath it. I guess if you wanted to, I don't see why you would, because I like completing the task. You would just, let's make sure these are a little shorter. There's some people who don't do the inside because they're like, well, no one's gonna see the inside, but I know it's there. So again, just laying them sideways. I wish I could show you guys what this looks like from the top down. So it's just laying them this way. So it's like at an angle like this all the way around. So I'm just tucking them up here and then just adding glue and glue, just so they can't slide they can't slide out. Not that I think they would. It's just, here's an extra step. Okay. So lifting these up, I just slide my bunch in to the gap, take my floral pin, and I'm doing the same thing right at the base. I'm trying to get it through. Okay, there we go. Right at the base of where the stems, the florals attach to the little stem. So now you just come to the next section. So you're just taking 2 picks, cutting them down to about 1.5 inches. Otherwise your stems run into the other ones. So these are gonna go right next door. So again, you can push the longer ones down. Let's get this one up. these under. There we go. And then push the floral pins in. What questions do you guys have that I can answer for you? Yeah, it is easy to snap the styrofoam. Maybe that's an extra reason too why securing it with a layer of ribbon is nice. So we're just filling all of these gaps in. Let's move these this way now. But see how it's filling the gap all the way around? And when I'm home by myself doing this, I can knock them out pretty quick. Like I said, it just depends, the prep work, breaking everything down into stems, and then that takes the longest. Because this is the fun part, kind of deciding what colors you want where. You know, do you want more light? Do you want more dark? And I'm trying to find the mix, light and dark. It's just a matter of getting the first pinpoint in. And here's the thing, when I purchased my floral pins from Hobby Lobby or Joann's, they were a lot nicer than buying them in the bulk, meaning the tips are really sharp. These ones, occasionally you'll come across one where you have a dull edge, and then that obviously makes it much more difficult to get them in because they're not sharp. Okay. So this is, here's the before, here's the before, here's the after. So we're just filling. Make sure I have my floral pin. So just pick all these up, lay them right next to where we're at. Floral pin at an angle. And see how it just takes that all the way down to the edge of the map, which I think looks really good, because that means when it lays up against a customer's door, it's gonna lay really nice. You won't have like pockets where you can look under there and see the ribbon. You're here? Does that mean you don't want to read comments?
I mean, I'm already live.
I know, I saw. It says the live froze, but it looks like it's fine.
It's back on. It just froze for a couple of seconds.
I gotcha. You guys are like secret talking.
No, he just asked if you were taping. I said, yeah, you've got the...
Red light means recording. Yeah.
In studio.
In studio, right?
Closed doors.
I wish. That would be nice. Wow, some of them are really short. So it's always better to invest in good quality floral pins if you're gonna do this.
Marina, it's time from Northport, Alabama. Where should I start, from inside or out?
The top. I prefer to start on the top, and then you can kind of see where you're gonna have to go back in and fill. I wouldn't start like on the inside and then try to come up to the top. I just start at the top, get everything set on, you know, here, and then do the outside and then the inside.
Then I didn't see you wrapped it, right? You wrapped it with some...
Yeah, I've wrapped it with a sheer ribbon. I prefer the sheer just because it provides good coverage, but it's not something I have to battle to get the pins to go in.
Yeah.
Like if you were to do a canvas ribbon, that would be hard to get the pin to go through the canvas, then through the styrofoam. And all I'm doing is trying to pull the leaves out of the way, because when you try to put your floral pins in, they don't like to go through the leaf material. I think my thumbs are gonna be sore after today. I did one yesterday, and this will be my second tulip wreath for today. But it looks so pretty. That's why I like them. And I love the fact that I don't have to hang this on my door. I can set this on my dining room table as a centerpiece, and I just put a really nice candle in it with a hurricane lamp, and I'm good. And then when it's springtime, I can take that out, put it on my front door. We're almost to the other side.
So right now you're just kind of finding any open spots and just...
I'm going around the whole outside and adding 2 bunches all the way around.
Gotcha.
So it's filling in where the top doesn't quite get to the side. And I think it just makes for a good quality product.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful.
It's full. That's what my brother said. He's like, how long does it take you to make those? And I'm like, not very long.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get going, you can knock it out pretty quick.
Okay, and so this is also making a beautiful centerpiece, also with a candle. And then Rachel asked, how much is it?
I am selling these for $63 with...
Shipping not included.
Yeah, shipping's not included. It's $30 flat rate FedEx shipping. Because I don't know if you guys experienced the shipping nightmares with U.S. Postal Service, but I think I only had one package that kind of came a little bit late, but it's only because they ordered it like 2 days before Christmas. Mm-hmm. So, and as you can see, I finished the whole outside.
Karen said you could use a thimble on your thumb, that would help.
Yeah, I like to have like the ability to feel. So right now you can see everything goes from the top all the way to the bottom. There's no gaps, you can't see the ribbon. So now you got to do the same thing on the inside. So what it's going to do is it's going to push the inside floral up, because it's kind of like where it's cascaded and fallen. I don't know. Can you see this, babe? Oh, no. I'm trying to show you guys. Ooh. Get out of there. Where you can kind of see the ribbon, because you can see the silver threads. So this is what we're going to take care of. So
from here it's really hard to see. It looks full.
Yeah, but I'm trying to show you guys. So these are these little pockets that go all the way around the inside. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take, this one's got 2. I'm going to cut these down a little bit shorter. Just because the circumference on the inside is shorter, you're not going to need as many bunches. So I look and go, okay, I can really see. And sometimes, this is what I've noticed too, is sometimes your floral pins will come through. So what I do is just, if I see those, I go through, I snip them. They're not gonna fall out because remember we added the extra dab of glue.
So let's see, Myrna, you know you don't have to use it, add a sign. You could want it if you wanted to find a pretty one, but they look really beautiful and classic as they are without a sign.
I am just trying to get.
And then Anna said my favorite color. Karen said off-topic question, which Mevo do you all use?
I still use the first generation
The
Mevo.
first, yeah, generation.
So the first one.
Gail said, hi Kat, Alec. Hi Alec.
Right?
Tracy has 3 stems used on top and 2 stems on the sides.
Yes, because you can't put, there's not enough here. Like you're just keeping your circumference like really small. So you don't need to put that extra bunch because it still has all the greenery, it has all the leaves, it has all those little pretty wispy stems. So we're just doing the same thing on the inside of pulling the florals up so that I can secure these with a pin. And if I can get to it with a hot glue, I will. But it's almost not needed on the inside because it's so tight in there as it is. So I try to add like 1 light, 1 dark, still 1.5 inches. Lift up your florals, add your bunch again, and add floral pins.
Linda, she's putting the stems on top of the ribbon because she wrapped the entire frame with ribbon.
This one's being really difficult. There it goes. So I'm pulling these up to create a pocket, and then it just makes, like if you had any gaps on top, it's filling the gaps as well. Like if you had a couple that maybe are kind of laying to the inside. It's just a matter of getting the floral pins in. Because at this stage of the game, there's already so much there. The leaves from these. You've got the stems. So there's really not that much room to play in there. So that's why I try to cut them down. And these are kind of laying almost horizontal in here. I'm just kind of there we go. Because I want it just as full going all the way down on the center as it was on the outside. I don't like looking in there and seeing light. So cutting these a little shorter helps. And sometimes you only need like, I want to say maybe 8 or 9 bunches to the inside. And I'm trying to lift them up so they don't lay down on top of each other. Couple more and we will be done.
That's a 12-inch wreath, right?
Yeah, it's like, I'm looking for the thing. Hold on. This one bent. I think it hit one of my leaves. There it goes. I do some glue, Carol. Most of the time though, it's in there so tight because I have so many other picks and floral pins and everything else. So if I can get to it and it's accessible, I will. If it's not, the floral pins are fine. I think a couple more bunches. It ends right here because I see daylight again. So let's see, I'm trying to think. This one's listed on my Etsy page. And that one's listed on my website, which is KatsCreationsNMore.com. And that one, I don't think I will be able to make anymore because I don't know, because I haven't seen them yet, if Michael's is coming out with that color, because they always change their colors. So this was like leftover from last year, but I love those colors, that blush color.
So you do a small dab of glue after you pin it in, right? Just to make sure it stays on.
Yeah. I did it, like I said, that was the one change that I did from last year, and then I was telling them that I think we did straw form when I did it.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to fill it in. It's always one side of my pin just wants to be stubborn and not go in. Okay, one last bunch. Should be it. So let's look for one that has 3. There's a 3. A 3 and a 3. Cut these down. Sometimes it's almost like you're doing it blind. It's just a matter of trying to get the pinpoints into the styrofoam, and then it's just a matter of pushing them all in. And then you just move your tulips around so you have your longer ones laying where the longer ones want to. And now you have a really full, thick tulip wreath. I keep thinking that there's always...
Denise, you get the floral pins from Amazon, right?
Yes, I ordered these. There's 1,000 of them that came in a box.
I think, are they 1 inch or 1.5 inch?
They're 2 inches.
Oh, they're 2 inches, okay.
So as you see, sometimes I find like one of the heads that came off. So I'll just glue the head back on. But that's pretty much about it. Can you grab the hurricane lamp thing that's on the table with the little stand underneath? Oops. That's like the second time. Oh, I see what it is. It's a glue thread. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. So when, oh, we need to put the hanger on it too.
Yeah.
So let's put the hanger on it really quick. So I'm using a piece of corded, what is it? Silver and white. It's about 10 inches because you got to put a knot in it. So 10 or 12. I like to err on the fatter side. So you go ahead and tie a knot in it. Here, backwards knot, one way, other way. So when you tighten it, when you pull on it, your knot stays secure. And we'll trim off the ends. And then on the back, so here's our back. So you can see how full the back is now. So I'm gonna just gently lay that down. I'm gonna pull out my push pin, because that's where my cord's going to go. for hanging because I don't want to see the hanger past the floral. So I'm going to hang it kind of low, and I'm going to use 2 floral pins, one way on the knot and the other way. So here's this side. This way the knot can't pull out. So it's in there, but just to be extra doubly sure, so the pins don't pull out. Now we're double. Let me grab one of these because I found a couple places right here. My pins are coming out. Okay, so here is using it as your centerpiece. So you're gonna kind of push your tulips to the side. So this one's elevated if you didn't want to put the wood slice on it. So this is your centerpiece, so you can use it this way if it's not on your door, which is what I use mine for. When it's not on the door during spring, it just makes for a really nice spring centerpiece. And then when we do it here, because we'll do the same thing here. There we go. There's that one. And then this one goes on our door, just like so. There you go. That's how simple it is just to do the tulip wreaths. So all you'll need, 1.5 ribbon to wrap around your foam. You will need, it's like 11.8 inches is what the foam round is. Like I said, Hobby Lobby has them. It's just under 12 inches for $4.49, and then take your 40% off. Your floral bunches, prefer wait till they go half price, because buying them at $4 a piece is a little on the pricey side. But once they do, then just order everything you need. Whether you pick them up in the store or, and you can see I have a lot left over because I actually cut 19 bunches. So what questions do you guys have that I can answer for you? What kind of cutters I'm using? Tracy, look, these are, you can totally tell. These are my Hobby Lobby ones that I think I paid $5 for. And the rubber kind of slides off, but I've used them for the last couple years. And I just had Steve buy me new cutters for Christmas. So I haven't started using those ones yet, just because you get used to the tools that you have.
Yeah, I'll buy you those.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thanks, Gail. I haven't used them yet. So everything's still in my craft room waiting to be unpacked. Okay. I am going to attempt to do live tomorrow because we can't do anything on New Year's Eve. So we might craft and make something. It's either going to be... Did we finish the Valentine's Day sign?
I need to look at it.
Okay. It'll either be Valentine's Beach or chicken. So, because the chicken wreath already sold. So I need to make a new variation of that. So one of the 3, catch me live. I'm not sure what time. It'll be sometime closer to the 5 o'clock hour. Thank you guys for all that you've done in the entire year. This has been by far a very challenging year, but it's also been a successful year because we survived. We came through it. You know, we're a generation that's going to be able to look back at this time and say, we weathered it. It was challenging. It was different, and let's hope that 2021 is a better year. But thank you all for all that you do by tuning in and watching me, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'll talk to you guys all hopefully tomorrow. Bye, everyone.